Okay, aloha everyone. Thanks for letting me be here and share a little bit about my career journey, which is just starting out. Unlike Jen and Adam, my real full-time career has started this past September. So I'm excited to share more about my journey of how I got here today. I'm originally from California. I grew up near Sacramento and I studied environmental sciences at San Diego State University. In between my sophomore and junior year, I was a research and conservation intern with the Pacific Whale Foundation here on Maui, which is when I fell in love with turtles and Maui as a whole, and became very passionate about the marine debris issue that's plaguing our oceans right now. So that year, that summer of 2013 was when I really decided to focus on marine conservation and knew I wanted to move back to Maui after I finished school. So I worked as an intern for a waste consulting company in San Diego for a bit. I was then a naturalist for Pacific Whale Foundation, as well as the Ambassadors of the Environment program at the Ritz-Carlton. I worked with Skyline Hawaii as their social media strategist and managed their Wipe Out Plastic initiative. And then I went back to school to get my master's degree at UC Santa Barbara, which I just completed last June, so June of 2020. And then I was a kupu member with the Nature Conservancy up until this past August. So I've done a lot of different jobs within the marine conservation realm, and it sometimes takes a little bit to find your niche, but eventually you get there. So I currently am a project and research coordinator for Maui Nui Marine Resource Council, whose vision works towards clean water, healthy coral reefs, and abundant native fish. For them, I manage the Reef Friendly Landscaping Program, which certifies properties and helps properties convert from synthetic fertilizers and chemical herbicides and pesticides to organic and reef-friendly landscaping inputs. And we work with a local organic landscaping expert who helps those properties transition over. So that program is going to be up and running hopefully in January to get those properties certified and reduce some of that harmful runoff onto the reef. I also help with some field work. We have a oyster bioremediation project in Maui Harbor. So those are some photos in the upper right. We have oyster cages in the harbor. We go out every other week to clean the cages, which are sometimes very muddy and stinky. We measure the oysters. We record how they're doing. And so that takes a couple hours every other week in the morning. I also help with social media and content curation with the Maui Nui Makai Network, and we'll be doing that more with MNMRC starting in November. And also, when you work for a nonprofit, a lot of your job requires you to apply for grants and manage those grant reports. So that is a skill that I'm learning now. It takes a lot of time and a lot of work, but if you have the chance to learn grant writing, if you see yourself working in the nonprofit world, that's a super good skill to have. And then I also give presentations and conduct outreach for things like this, which is really fun. My career advice, even though I'm just starting, I'm very new, I would just say to be persistent and ask for as many opportunities to get involved in as possible. If something isn't available now, something might come up in a few months from now. So keep your network open and options open and be persistent. Find a mentor. If there's someone that you see, like any one of us here, that is working in this field that you're interested in and you want to talk to them personally, people are usually pretty willing to give you an informational interview of just like, this is what my day-to-day looks like. And having a mentor has been super helpful for me to just kind of bounce ideas off of and find different directions to go down. And then for those of you who are in higher education or pursuing higher education, get to know your teachers and professors because that's very important for letters of recommendation and any research opportunities you want to get involved with. So thank you. That was short. Happy to answer more questions in the breakout rooms, but my email is there in case you have more questions for me personally or later on.